Alrighty, attention in the pits. All racers, report to the staging lanes. The show is about to start.
Good evening, everyone.
Howdy, howdy. How's everybody since the last time we seen y'all? Hopefully good. It's been hot here in Ohio. Holy moly, last
Heat
couple of
waves
days.
hot.
Yeah, I think the heat index was what, over 100 yesterday?
No, we're not having an earthquake. My wife's just kicking the camera around.
What am I gonna do to fix it?
You're good.
You sure?
Yep, looks good. I need to move a little closer here.
Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
You're lucky.
But yeah, so anyhow, we had a heat index over 100, so it's been pretty warm. Considering we went from 50 degrees to 100.
Right?
You know, whenever you have that kind of a radical heat difference, it seems a lot worse than what it really is. But we got through that. Today was the last, I think, day of the heat.
They're saying next week we're supposed to have a whole week of it.
Really? I thought it was going to get cool next week.
And it's not what Channel 19 News said.
Well, I don't like Channel 19 then.
Well, I don't either, but
I watch Channel 8. So anyhow, tonight what we're going to do is we're going to, people that know me know that I am a full disclosure kind of guy. And
sometimes it gets them in trouble.
Yeah, a lot of times it gets me in trouble. But anyhow, I don't hide nothing. I don't pull no punches. It is what it is, and we have to deal with the problems as they come along. But anyhow, what we're going to discuss tonight is I got a good customer, and all my customers have become friends. So I call everybody a good customer and a friend because you guys are all friends. So anyway, and this is the first time I've seen this. We had a Ram Air 5 head that he bought. He bought actually two sets of them from me. Doug, I call him Doug C because his last name, I mess it up, and I don't want to mess it up. So maybe if he's watching tonight, he can get on and tell us how to pronunciate it so that I don't butcher his last name. But anyway, he's a good dude, real good guy, and thank God he's a one hell of a top rate machinist too, and he's got a full machine shop. So
it's Curvankio.
Is he on tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, good.
Right there, bottom of the screen, right there.
All right, good deal.
Is that him?
Yep. So, but he told me how to say it, and my tongue gets twisted. I can't do it. But anyway, so anyhow, this is the first time we've seen this. So now, because of it, I'm going to have to start checking all my castings when I get them. I bought a camera to go in so we can look inside. But the water core broke, and how the water cores are done in a cylinder head doesn't matter if it's mine or whose it is. There's a core that goes in there that resembles the water core, okay? And the reason that you put that core in there is because you don't want aluminum in that cavity, because if you do, then you won't have any water to be able to flow through it.
And these are made of sand.
They're sand cores, correct. And they're actually pretty stable and they're pretty stout, but every once in a while, you'll get one that breaks. And I didn't...
Is your caster in Ohio?
The guy that
foundry?
The foundry that does my Ram Air 5s is in Ohio. Yeah.
I wonder if the severe heat had a... Well, no, these have been bought for a while.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Okay.
I don't even know when those castings were made. It's been a while ago. And so anyways...
Oh, we don't have to do a recall, do we?
No.
Oh, good.
We checked all the rest of them. They're all good. Whew. But anyways, what happened is that a corner of the water core jacket must have broke. And I don't know if it happened when they assembled the cores into the pattern, or if it happened with the aluminum coming in and it pushed up and broke. Maybe it was weak. I don't know. So anyway, when that happened, it made the water core kind of, I don't know if it went down or up. I think it went up. Maybe Doug can tell us since he's on tonight. But anyway, what happened was show another picture there. the one on that one right there.
Well,
All right,
actually
so
that one. So
yeah, so that's the water core there, and that's actually after Doug machined the casting and fixed all that. That is a really good picture, though, and so I'm glad that Doug shared these with me, because if you look at that, look how clean that casting is. The cylinder heads that I have made, these things are primo castings. Unfortunately, we did have a problem here with this water core, and how Doug found that was he wanted more compression, and we didn't see it because, when we did our normal machining, we set it at a certain height, and that's what we go to. Well, I think Doug took 200 off the head, or maybe 250 thousandths off the head, and when he did, it popped up through the actual water jacket, popped up through, or the core or hole or whatever you want to call it, the jacket itself.
now is that this area right here?
Yeah, that's after
Okay, so that's the water jacket but he machined it more.
Yeah, he cleaned it all up.
He machined it down to where it's supposed to be.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because it was up by the deck.
It was right here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So and
it shifted big time.
Because of that, it poked through the deck surface on the cylinder head, and we didn't see it. And you know what? If you wouldn't have taken, I think Doug took 200 off of those. If you wouldn't have taken 200 off the head, may not even known it. You know what I mean? I don't know if water was still getting through there or not.
Doesn't look like it, because see how it's right here, how it's solid.
Well, I don't.
It looks like it went up, like almost helicoiled up.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. But go to the next picture.
This one?
Yeah.
That's the welding piece I'm assuming he's going to be putting back in.
Yeah, that's the piece he made for it to make the repair.
And that's the side of the head.
Right. And it must have been getting close to that end, too, and that's why he did that, too, on the end. Not 100% sure. But the way he's doing it is actually primo. What you can see is he'd put a bevel all the way around that so that you got a nice area for weld. And then the piece he made put in there is beveled.
Right there.
Is beveled also. So he can fill all that in with weld.
He's going
and that's going to be
hole.
Oh yeah, no doubt, drill and tap it. But after the repair, it's going to be as good or better than an original casting. So
now is this 1121? Is that your stamping?
Probably. So, and Doug's had these heads for a little while.
So
that and I think that's the only casting he had problem with and that's the only one that we've seen so far. So I don't think this is a common occurrence. If it was, we would have probably noticed it before now. But it did happen, and it does happen. And I like I said, I'm full disclosure. I'm not going to try to cover it up or anything like that, because all that does create controversy. Then people think that you're trying to hide something, and I'm not trying to hide anything. Shit happens, and if we couldn't have fixed that head, or Doug couldn't have fixed it, I should say, I would have replaced that casting for him. Not a problem. I'm glad he was able to save it, because we got a lot of work in these heads. These got my CNC race port on them. And we moved the exhaust guides all over on these heads and moved the exhaust valve out because he wants to run a bigger intake valve. So because of that, it takes special seats, takes special guides. All of it is major expensive to fix and repair. So fortunately for me, Doug was able to, he's got a machine shop, and you can see he's a hell of a machinist, and very creative, too, because he made that piece himself, and he's able to fix this problem. Now, the average guy probably is not going to be able to do this, but the average guy is probably not going to end up buying a head of this magnitude either. I mean, whenever Doug gets done with these heads, you're talking about by the time you put the valve train pieces in them and the labor to do all the moving the guides and putting the copper seats and everything you're going to do to these heads to make them a race style head, you're going to have 15 grand a set of heads like that or more. So it doesn't take long to add up, and you don't want to throw that casting away because of the amount of time and money that was put into those. So, but yeah, that I don't know. Did Doug reply on how much he took off the deck?
He said, well, he didn't say how much, but he said it was up to the deck. The water casting, that part that broke.
Right.
And then he said the head is all fixed and the valve job is all done.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing Doug and his brother's got a set. So they bought 2 sets, him and his brother. And they're going to build some badass ponchos of these things. I don't know for sure what size intake valve Doug's going to use in it. I'm thinking it's like a 2375, and then a bigger exhaust valve too. And that's why we moved the exhaust valve over for him. And so he's going to be working on. I think he's going to either he has already or he's going to go with a Chris Urachko tunnel ram on his. I don't know what his brother's going to do for his. So they're going to have really high-end parts in this build, and I'm real anxious to see how it turns out. I don't know what cubic inch it's going to be. Doug, if you don't mind, could you share with us what you're building there? Cubic inch, anticipated compression. Are you going to spray nitrous with it? Are you going to blow it, turbo it? What are you guys going to do? And let these guys know. But this is a build that we're going to definitely follow, and I'll keep you up to date. Hopefully Doug will keep us up to date too, and we can follow his, see how his progress is.
He's going with almost a 2.5-inch intake valve.
I don't know. Is that what he said?
2.4.
Yeah, 2,400. He's serious. He wants to make power.
He might as well just take a exhaust off of a Geo Metro and just shove it down in there.
Yeah, you know what? You think about it. I think that's bigger than a Geo Metro exhaust. I think they're only 2-inch.
They probably are.
And that's his intake valve.
But he said that he took 150 off the head.
Okay.
And the end was cut out so the water could flow around the seat.
Oh, okay.
And he's running a 2.4 intake and a 1.72 exhaust.
Nice. That's a good valve combination.
And then John Monin said that he was up in Cleveland most of the week, but not much going on for him to visit. He says his dad's bypass was delayed for a month so they could put in stents to increase the bypass chance of success.
Oh, well, we wish him luck, and hopefully everything goes well for him.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing what they do with that stuff now.
It is, man. I tell you
Talking
what.
about valve jobs.
Yeah. No, porting.
Yeah.
They're porting you. Opening up your arteries, make you so you flow more.
Yep. And I heard that, when they get that done, the instant relief and how much better you feel.
Well, we've seen it with Tom Leland at the campground. I mean, he was gray, and after he had that bypass surgery done, now he's got color again. He actually looks good and feels good, he said.
Yep.
So
it's amazing. Your blood does that to you.
Well, it's not your blood that did it to you. It was you that did it to you.
Well, I'm saying what your blood does to your body.
Oh, yeah. You it carries oxygen. If you don't get it, it's kind of like an engine. You don't get oxygen, you're not going to make horsepower.
And John said he's doing good today. Good.
Awesome.
So Doug him and his brother are both running Urachos.
Or Urachko.
Yeah. Urachko.
All these tough last names.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Intakes.
See, he learned it from me, Doug. But anyway, good. Are they both tunnel rams? Did he say?
He did not say.
All right. But that'll be
I'm
interesting.
going to assume because, that's what he really kind of specializes in a way, I guess you can say.
Well, we got, so Urachko made...
yes, they are tunnel rams.
Okay. Urachko made 1,140 or 1,180 horsepower NA with that tunnel ram. And I don't think he did any port work to the tunnel ram. And his heads are basically the same as yours, Doug, except for I don't think he went with that big of an intake valve. But we did move the exhaust valve over on those heads. And so one thing to keep in mind, Doug, because this happened to Chris Urachko, I don't know if you were following that or not. They ported the exhaust more, and Chris didn't actually know how far away or close the water jacket was on the exhaust side, and so consequently, and they didn't see it. They put the engine all together, and it developed a leak on the dyno, and that's why what ended the first dyno session, they had to shut it down because the engine was getting water in it. And here what had happened is they poured it a little bit too close to the outside by the freeze plug or the end of the head, and it was on only on one end of the head. So I don't know why it happened on the ends of the head on only one side, but that's what happened. I didn't see the port after they got done porting it. But anyhow, long story short, be careful when you're porting your heads there, Doug, if you're going to open those up anymore to match the valve job.
Stay away from the water on the ends.
Yeah. So, because obviously, we moved the valve over 60 thou, so that's going to take material away there, on top of the fact that if you do any port work, and that wall's probably only 180 thick, maybe. I'm not sure 100% what it is, but it's not real thick there, so be careful.
Philip III said everything should just be called Johnston.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, there's a T-shirt company out there that does what? Big Johnson?
Yep, Big Johnson.
Big Johnsons. They don't have the T in there, though.
No.
But, so be careful on that there, Doug. But anyhow, that's a good goal to shoot for. I think Chris's engine was a 555 or a 550. I'm not sure if it was 550 or 5, but it was right around 550 cubic inches, regardless. And I think it made 1180 is what he ended up making with that thing on the final pull. And I think the compression's conservative on that because the guy that they built that for wants to do the drag and drive thing with it. And so originally they were going to go crazy and do like 16-to-1 compression or even 17, I'm not sure. But they're going to do big compression. They're going to put a bigger cam in it with more lift and more duration. And then this guy decided that, I better pull the rein in a little bit because I want to drive this thing on the street. And when they do the drag and drive, he doesn't want to run race fuel on it the whole time they're driving. So they pulled the compression down to like 12.5-to-1, which even then you got to baby the throttle. You can't be standing on the damn thing with 93 octane in it because you will detonate it. But at 12.5-to-1, just cruising and no load, it'll be fine. It won't detonate. So that was actually not too bad for the combination he had. And Chris and I had talked about it up at the PRI show, and Chris says, all these guys, they don't understand what they don't understand. He said that engine is making as much or more power than a Chevy of that size. And he said that's pretty phenomenal for an inline valve head, not a canted valve head. And when he said Chevy, he meant big Chevy, not small Chevy. So, whenever you got an inline valve head that can compete with a canted valve head, that's serious. And because when you get to that level of horsepower, every little detail adds up to making horsepower.
John Monin says she will love your Big Johnston's intake.
Right? I told you we got to do T-shirts like that.
Trust me, I've been working more and more with AI because I'm going to try to make it happen.
Yeah, yep. I had some kids come in my shop one time, and they were goofing off. They were teenagers, probably 18, 19 years old, and they came in with their dad, who's a customer of mine, and they're playing grab ass and chasing each other around the shop and just being goofballs, like kids do. And I heard one of the kids call the other kid, I thought, Funkle Butt. But what he called him was Fungus Butt. But then the Funkle Butt thing stuck, and I'm thinking, you know what? We need to create a whole T-shirt line with Funkle Butts. And they could be redneck hot rodders with, kind of like the Big Johnson thing. Yeah, they do the big boob thing with the girl, but
Yep.
we could do the
Big blocks.
we could do the and you know what? It's not because I'm into the butt crack or anything, but we could do big butt cracks.
I know DVs will have the whole collection.
And we're not going to go there. But yeah, so anyhow, that it just was funny that that Funkle butt came out of fungus butt, and I told my son we need to do a T-shirt line like that.
Doug says yes, 16-1.
Oh wow, I can't wait to see what yours does, Doug. What's the cubic inch going to be? Did he say?
Not yet.
All right. Hopefully, it's going to be somewhere around 565.
Plumber's crack, Philip the Third said.
That's right, plumber's crack.
Funkle butt crack.
We call it hot rodder's crack because when you're hanging over a fender, some guys' butt cracks are hanging out.
That's right.
Do I need to push the camera button or no?
Nope.
Oh, good.
No, I was just checking this.
But yeah, so I just wanted to let everybody know, Doug's. I got Doug's permission before we shared any of his pictures, and I exposed that because some guys just don't want to let other people know their business. But Doug's a great guy, and he understood where I was coming from. It's not. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to hide something because I'm not. I have a competitor that, for whatever reason, every time that something that I say he can jump on, he grabs that opportunity and runs with it. And I just wanted to beat him to the punch.
Let's see here. John Mon said he would love to see how people have plumbed their turbos. I have been banging my head working on routing.
That's a job. There's a lot of tubing underneath the hood of a car with turbos. Honestly, how I would do it is I would put subterranean or put them in the back of the vehicle. I mean, no matter what, you're going to have lag. So there was a company that was called STS Turbo, I think, Subterranean Systems or something like that. And I actually bought one of those kits for Mom's 06 GTO. Yep. And it sat in my office for how many years? Because Mom wouldn't let me put it on. Finally, I just gave up and I sold it. But they mounted the turbo in the back of the car by the rear axle. And that just makes a lot of sense to me. You got a built-in intercooler because the tube coming back up to the front to the plenum, the intake plenum is going to be cooled by the time it gets up to the front.
Doug said his is 557 cubic inch.
Okay.
And Walt Muka asked, how close is Doug's intake valve to the bore wall? 0.200?
We design it so that the head will actually fit a 4150 bore with a 2280 intake valve. So we could do some math real quick. My brain's fried today from the heat, but and whenever I designed it, the intake valve is roughly 200 thousandths away from the bore on a 4150 with a 2280. So let's try to make this simple. So we go from a 2280 to a 2400. That's 120 thousandths, which is 60 a side. So now we're down to 140, and then we increase the bore size from 4150 to he's probably going 375.
That's another 200.
So 375 to 4150, that's 120. So no, that intake valve is a long way away from the cylinder wall. It's very unshrouded. I lost my track there on math, but it's somewhere over 200 thousandths. I think 220 away from the wall, which is fantastic. And that's why an inline valve head like this works so well, because we're unshrouding the intake valve. The exhaust valve can literally rub on the cylinder wall, and it won't hurt horsepower.
Well, until it starts
breaks.
leaking.
It breaks. But yeah, you don't want it to rub on the cylinder wall, but it could rub theoretically on the cylinder wall and not lose horsepower.
Philip third, plenty of clearance, Clarence.
Right? Is Ed Page in the house tonight? Because I think he just got some more pieces parts for his car. Hopefully, somebody rumored to me that they're not going to be able to make Pontiac Nationals, which that's going to suck. I'm hoping that they get everything together. But anybody that's ever built a build like this and had cars like this all know that parts are not readily available. Everything's custom, and it takes time to get those pieces parts. And
Well, hopefully he got the parts he needed to finish putting together.
well, I don't know. That's why if he's in the house tonight, maybe he can tell us whether or not he did get any of that stuff this week or not, or last week. So we did get Joe Bass's engine to him, so he's waiting. He's waiting on
He's
parts
working
too.
on his car right now.
Why is that what he said?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. So Joe might be at the Pontiac Nationals with his car, with his Ram Air 5, and but I think he's waiting on the rear end or something. He had something he was waiting on too.
Gotcha.
So we'll see how that all comes down. I got another good customer of mine, Steve Lemieux. We're doing a Tiger Head engine. Well, we actually already done a Tiger Head engine for him. We're freshening it right now for him. And we're hoping that we can get that one done for the Pontiac Nationals for him, because he's doing drag and drive right after that. And he did the drag and drive with it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before with the Tiger Head engine. Actually done quite well. A lot of you guys know what that is, and it is absolutely grueling on the driver and the car. And so they're driving like 1,500 miles, and they're stopping and drag racing at like 5 or 6 drag strips. And so if you're going to break something, you're going to break it at drag week, because that's just torture to an engine. A high performance engine is being maxed out. And Tiger Head engines are like the Ram Air 5 engines. Those are high RPM deals. They're 72 to 7,600 RPM engines. And that's a whole nother story. We'll go into it another time. But, so many people, when I first came out of that Tiger Head, they're saying it'd never work, and it's got too big a port, and you're just never going to make any power with that. And now some of the fastest Pontiacs in the world run that cylinder head. But anyway, we're trying to get him squared away and get him back together so we can get him to the track at Nationals, which we're running out of time. I mean, we're, 3.5 weeks out?
Yep.
Yeah, it's close. We're trying. Steve's engine, we had to put a liner in it. It's got aluminum blocks. We had to reline one of the cylinders. And we got one of the cylinder heads we got to fix yet. So we got it apart yesterday, and we're cleaning it up and getting it ready so we can get it welded up. And then what other things we got going on? We got a lot of cool projects going on, but it's stressful right now. And I'm getting closer and closer to sharing with you guys some of the catastrophe that happened to me here.
The good content.
It's been 9 weeks ago now. 9 weeks.
Time flies.
Yeah, hard to believe. But anyways, we're going to share that here probably in a couple weeks. I just want to make sure I get through all the process before I start sharing anything there. But so we got that going on, and we're trying to get our engine done. I got the heads on the engine finally. Now I got to work on getting the intake manifold epoxied up and get it ported and put on the heads, put it on the engine. And then I'm going to bring it out here, and my son and Jason are going to put it in the car, and then I got to find out what I got to get that car race ready. So
Yep.
So we got that going on too.
Yep.
What?
A lot of crap to do.
Oh yeah.
Todd S. said, I wish they wouldn't have changed the dates for the Pontiac Nationals.
Oh, it's crazy. I got so many customers that are not ready, and they're not going to be able to make it this year. And it's hard enough, even in early August, to make that race, because, most of the Pontiac racers are not, they're not bracket racers every weekend. We go. That's kind of like a Super Bowl for us Pontiac guys, and we all go there to hang out. We got good friends and good times at the racetrack, and you get to see some of the fastest and coolest Pontiacs in the country there. Speaking of Todd S., did you see his '63 Le Mans that he built?
No.
A badass car. So I think he's going to try to make the Nationals. They just dynoed his engine, and I think it's got a tri-power on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he made 900-something horsepower with it.
Huh.
So, and so there you just get to see some really, really cool stuff. If you guys have never been to the Nationals, you really need to go. It started back in '93, I think, and I've been to every one of them. I think it was 93.
94, somewhere around there, yeah.
And it's kind of our backyard. It's kind of our home track, we call it, because it's in Norwalk, Ohio. But it's still a 2-hour drive for us. I mean, it's not like right next door to us, but 2 hours it's not a big deal. So there's no excuse for me not to make that event.
Yeah, we're not fortunate enough to be like Cletus McFarland.
Yeah, and had the drag strip in his backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Right? But yeah.
He's part ownership of that.
Well, he bought that one track and called it something. What was it? That circle track?
Yeah, the circle track is Freedom Factory.
Yeah, the Freedom Factory.
And then he's part owner of the Bradenton Dragway.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yep.
So his YouTube channel's done him well.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with our YouTube channel?
Well,
I mean, you know what? 50 cents a week doesn't get it.
he might get his beer.
Not even beer.
Todd said he will have the Tempest there. 904 horsepower, 730 foot-pounds of torque, 3 split dominators on a tunnel ram. That's cool.
Yep.
3 split dominators. That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's following the theme for the car.
And yes, Philip, Summit Racing or Summit Raceways Park has got a lot of stuff crammed in. They understand that, we live in Ohio as well, so they know when the good months are, and they try to pack everything into those good months.
We literally have like 2 good months in the summer in Ohio. It sucks.
Yep.
I don't even know why I live here.
Right?
Actually, I take that back. September is one of the best months of summer. It's typically in the 70s, beautiful, and it usually doesn't rain most of the month of September. And whenever I used to rent the racetrack and take my customers with me, I'd take like 100, 150 customers, and we would rent the track in September. And the reason I did it in September is because a lot of the races are already done for the year, and I could get the track rental a little bit cheaper. And the fact that it didn't, the weather's always good in September. It's cool, doesn't rain. Beautiful sunny days, and it was a great time. We had a lot of fun doing that. I need to get back to doing that again.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And then we need to take all of our product.
Well, yeah, so I'm hoping the new cylinder heads I'm working on, it's sounding like we might, I'm not going to jinx myself, but I'm thinking that we're going to get a set of the D-port ones, the new ones, and I'm hoping to be able to get those done so we can get them on my brother's car and do some testing at Norwalk with those.
That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Yep.
So
To actually have a set out there and
on a car running.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I don't never count my chickens till they're hatched, and even after they're hatched, they got to grow up a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
Phil the Third, he's complaining. He only has 100 days left of 90-degree heat, and then it'll be hurricanes. I swear,
I know.
He's just never happy.
Well, he ought to be tickled to death because he got a distillery right down the road from his house.
Well, right, but I mean,
And a Corvette to go do
100
moonshine running
days,
in.
90-degree heat, and then he's going to get lots of rain to grow all the greenery and all the stuff for the distillery. Speaking of which, my wife might have taken it in, but we got your smoker done, Philip. I wanted to show it to you, but
I don't see it.
She must have took it inside.
Oh, she's being stingy with that
Yep.
thing. All right.
But yeah, we got that done. I wanted to show it on camera.
Well, before you ship that thing off, make sure to do a short on it so everybody can see it.
Yep.
Put it on our YouTube channel. Yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of things going on. I mean, it's actually crazy. I'm a little burned out because I got so much going on. I mean, it's been hot the last couple of days.
Extremely, just humid hot.
It's crazy hot, and it just that just messes with you. I don't know how Phil does it, honestly.
Yep.
You know, down there in that Florida heat, I couldn't deal with that. Oh, your wife must have heard you.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes.
I bother you for a good reason.
Trophies.
Well, you
Good.
did good.
You did excellent.
Awesome.
So,
Oh yeah, I like that. That looks cool.
So
Put the
here it
logo
is.
in there. Yeah, and make sure to do a YouTube short on that. I like it. Actually, you need to make it, well, you don't want to use it because then Phil won't be the first one to get to use it. I was going
Yep.
to say, you actually need to demo it. But make another one and demo it.
I'll have to make another one and demo it because this one actually has to ship out.
Yep, that
Yep.
one's going to Phil.
Mike Polson said, Don, the more you talk, the more work you're trying to get done in 3 weeks.
You know it, Michael. And you're right. That's the story of my life. I do this to myself all the time. You
Yes,
know?
he does.
I'm an overachiever. I can't help it.
And just whenever he thinks that he has a game plan, and he tells us all, then he changes it, and then he doesn't tell us, and then he's like, well, I told you guys, and we're like, no.
That's because, you know what? You got to pay attention.
Oh.
Watch me because I'm on the fly.
And when he says pay attention, we have to read his mind.
Well, you got to watch what I'm doing. When I run from that car to this car to this car, you got to say, why is he running around all these different cars? Oh, he's got a lot to get done.
I watch and I go, there's a lunatic.
Yeah. I am a lunatic. Michael thought he coined that.
Right? Then it'll be hurricanes. Wait till you see the wing. Philip III must put a wing on something. Oh boy.
Yeah, we got to look at Reader's Rides tonight too.
Oh yes, we do.
Tom Bops shared a picture of his 70 GTO but I got it in my other email, and I tried to share it to the DCI Motorsports Unleashed, and it wouldn't let me do it. So hopefully he shared it to that one too. So hey, Tom, if you want to send that again, you need to send it to dcimotorsportsunleashed@gmail.com.
At yahoo.com.
Oh, yeah, that's why it didn't
Yeah,
go through.
Yahoo.
I thought it was Gmail.
No,
All right, my bad.
I tried to make a Gmail one, and for whatever reason, wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
So I had to make it Yahoo. Yahoo.
Well, my bad. I don't even know my own email address. I thought it was Gmail.
Todd, that's 100 degrees in Toledo yesterday and crazy humidity. I was in Florida last Monday, and this is worse. Don, you have your new heads on display at Norwalk. Will you have your new heads on display at Norwalk?
I really, really, really hope so.
Well, yeah, they'll be on display on a car, hopefully.
Well, I have a set of round ports that we're getting machined too. We had a set of each that we're using
that'd be
for.
kind of cool. Let's put a round head on one side.
No,
and
no.
D-port on the other.
No, we're not doing that. So anyway, what we're doing is I'm hopefully going to have some round ports on the table, and I'm hoping to have the D port on my brother's car. So we'll see how that all goes. And pretty much they're going to perform the same because the intake ports are identical. The only difference, obviously, is the exhaust header openings takes a different header, but the exhaust should flow pretty close to the same too. So the performance should be pretty similar.
We're doing D-ports because that's what headers he has on the car already?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep. And we don't have time to. It's a 62 Catalina, and we do not have time to build a set of headers. That would be one more thing, like Mike Polson said, that I would have to add to my list, and I'm not doing that.
Yep.
You know, normally what happens when the Pontiac Nationals comes up, we try to get our car there too, and it's inevitable. We end up working 3 days nonstop, and when I say nonstop, night and day, with no sleep for 3 days to get to that event, which is just absolutely stupid because when you get there, you're a zombie.
Yep. And the whole weekend is a blur.
Yep.
And as if it wasn't already.
Yeah.
But then it's really a blur, and you're just eating nothing but junk food the whole entire time. You
I
feel
don't
like
even get
crap.
to eat.
Well, you're eating as you're wrenching.
I'm not even eating.
I had a piece of pizza. I remember trying to find header bolts, the hole, and eating a piece of pizza at the same time. And Uncle Paul's sitting there drinking beer watching me.
That's what he's good at.
Yep.
You got to do what you're good at.
Walt wants to know, will you have the Ram Air 4 flow numbers there also?
If we get an opportunity, we will. Actually, I'm going to flow the D port, which is going to flow exactly the same as the Ram Air 4. So, because like I said, it's got the identical intake port. The only difference is the exhaust side. They're going to have the same combustion chamber, same intake port, same valve sizes. Only difference is going to be the header flange. That's pretty much all the only difference. And so whatever the D port flows, the round port is going to flow as well. And our model flowed 320 CFM, so I'm hoping it's going to be somewhere close to that.
I'd like to get my hands on the newer model, 3D print that again. That way you can port that out to see what you can get max out of that.
Well, once we get some castings, I'll port those. I just, right
Well,
now.
why waste the casting?
Well, because we're going to see what we can get with them. We're going to
Yeah,
keep
but
them
if we
making them
can
better and better.
if we can do a 3D print.
Yeah, but I can't put that on a car.
Well, no, but you can flow it.
Yeah, but I want to, and like we talked about before, flow numbers don't really matter to me.
Well,
I want port shape. And
you'll see an increase in flow, and you'll know that you're doing something on the right track, though, right?
yeah, but I can do that on the casting too.
Well, I mean, before we spend time on the castings, one thing is we get the gist of it, and then do it to the casting, and then put it on a car.
Well, I mean,
That's
we
called
could do
R&D,
it that way.
Dad.
That's called, you know what, wasting time to me. I'm old school, remember?
Oh, I know.
By the time you get done scanning it and measuring and making your CAD drawings and then printing the tooling and then doing this and doing that, I got the head done and back on the car already.
Yeah, but then if you mess it up, now what? You can't go backward.
I sure can. That's what they make Belzona 1111 for.
Well, all right. Philip the Third said he might be able to get his hands on a 69 428 block.
Nice. Depends on what Philip's going to do. You know, if Philip, I don't know if he's got a pocket full of money or not, but I got an aluminum block just calling his name at the shop. So if we do that, we're probably going to do a 535. The only thing is, Phil, I don't know what you're going to put this thing in. You guys got like swamp boats down there or something? I don't know what you got that you can race down there.
I think Philip the Third's crazy enough to put it on a motorcycle.
Well, if he does, I don't want no part of it.
All right. Well, we ready to get into the Watchers rides?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. So, Perry sent us a Burnout movie.
Oh, what kind of car? Let's see what this is. Ah, nice. It's 70 Judge.
Let me see if I can. Okay. Yep, got sound. All right, let's watch this again.
I think this is a 10-second car. Perry, correct me if I'm wrong.
Damn, that thing hooked. It didn't want to do a burnout. It wanted to go.
Yeah, that's because
Look at the front end. It lifted up.
It
Not the
almost
front
pulled-
tires off the ground, but it lifted up the front end.
It almost pulled the front end on the off
Yeah.
the ground. It might have got daylight under that left tire. And it was spinning the tires.
Yep. Nice. Beautiful GTO too.
Yep. Orbit Orange 70. Everybody, that's everybody's dream GTO.
And here's Walt Bainey sending us our
Oh, yeah.
anticipated.
Now, so he used AI to generate these, and it did pretty good. But obviously, they don't have Pontiac engines. Them look like LS engines or maybe a Hemi. I don't know.
It looks like LS
Yeah.
slash.
But that's
old
cool. How
school.
would you guys like to have a golf cart like that?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it almost looks like one of them Flintstone mobiles, except for it doesn't have Fred Flintstone's in the
I
engine.
just don't like this. Looks like a Challenger front end.
You think? That's like with the headlights the way they are, but that's like a, I don't know, like a 70 or 69 Firebird.
Yeah, it looks like a Charger to me. Oh, you want to see it? And then that's definitely Camaro.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. That's
They
a
did a
Camaro.
better job hiding the Chevy badge up here, but there they just didn't care.
Well, you know what we got to do is we got to get after AI. They need some Pontiacs.
Yep.
I mean, who do they think they are?
Tom Bopp and his 1970 GTO.
So this might be some of the picture. Well, he said one picture to me, and I believe it was up on jack stands.
So here we go.
Yep, a Burgundy 70.
Yep. I like that color too.
I love that color, actually.
Is that got the white interior on it?
I don't know.
Oh, that looks like black. But still, yep, black.
Yep, black
I
interior.
like it with the white interior.
The parchment, they call it. Yeah. But that's a cool car.
Yes,
Got
it
the
is.
Rally 2s on it.
Yep. And I like the Rally 2s without the chrome.
You do or don't?
I do.
Yeah, a lot of guys do.
Especially on a car like this.
Yeah, that looks like an old school hot rod, don't
Yep.
it? I
Yep.
like that.
I like the wing on it.
Yep.
It's not too gaudy. It's not too, it fits the car.
Yep.
And that front end.
70's one of a lot of people's favorite years. 69 and 70, and they're totally different too. I mean, they're not the same body.
Oh boy, Philip 30 cents short.
What the heck?
Well,
Oh boy!
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
How did he get snow down in Florida?
Right? Let's see here. My Indian head. Remember this? Can you put this on the smoker with the DCI logo? Wow.
I think she already boxed it up, Phil.
Yep.
It's going. It's gone. But you can mount that on your smoker.
Yeah.
Use that for like the cap that go over top.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that is another Indian head. Yep, that's when we,
That's the one you 3D printed, wasn't it?
yep, 3D printed it for him. You should be printing dozens of these and make them up, then available for purchase. I'm good for 1 dozen myself.
1 dozen.
I'm looking into the spray chrome process.
You could use that for a smoker cover. That would be cool.
Yeah,
That
Yep.
would be cool.
there's the OG one.
Yep.
Uh-oh. He sent one just for me.
Okay. Yeah, this is
must
the
be his new
latest
scooter.
toy. You just
He bought
picked
him
this
a
up. Kind of a cool old bike. It's a
Honda touring bike.
2008 Honda Goldwing.
Oh, yep, 2008
It's
Honda
the
Goldwing.
1800. I got other videos that I've already posted on it.
Glad to
left
see
the
it was a
lights on,
touring
so I
bike
got the
and not a
battery
hot
charger
rod, even
on it
though
now,
those are
but,
fast. I mean, that's. I
This
don't
video is
remember
for
what he
Brandon
said it
at
is. 1400,
DCI Motorsports
1800 cc.
Unleashed.
Look at that, he's even got a little trailer. He must
This has
be
got
planning
nothing to
on
do with
coming
Pontiacs,
Norwalk.
but I thought we'd make it
Got his beer
something to
cooler
do with
on.
Pontiacs.
Look, you can
Yeah,
hug the
This
side.
Pontiac
yeah,
Indian
yeah,
head,
there you
and
go.
I got that from
So
Brandon.
that thing ought to pop up in a little
through
camper, and then
his,
he's got his place
website,
to stay.
Yep.
Johnston CNC Design, I believe it is.
And give us a plug. Thank you, Philip.
JohnstonCNCDesign.com, I think is what it is. So,
But if you stay in that
Yeah,
little
we'll paint it
camper,
black.
don't poop in your cooler.
and put it back. You know, bike's either black
the
or
woods.
white. So, you know what? I think that'll work.
There you go. Awesome. All right, we got Tim Corsiak. This is Joe's 71 Le Mans Sport.
Oh yeah, there's Joe's car.
Yep, and look at that. You can tell that thing grips. It's got the tiger stripes on the tires, as I call them.
Them are wrinkle walls.
Oh. Beautiful car, though.
That might be when he had Ramier 5 in. I'm not sure.
That,
Nah, maybe not. That wasn't at Norwalk. I don't know
I was
where.
gonna say, yeah,
that
that's
must
not
be one of their
Norwalk.
tracks up there.
Philip III says 47 Pontiac Starlight, or straight 8. Let's see here.
I
John Dornbush
1947.
on tonight? Because he's got an
Pontiac
old
Streamliner.
Pontiac that would have had a straight 6 in it, I think. I don't know if they put straight 8s in those
Got the original straight 8 in it.
Pontiacs or not.
That's very cool.
I'm not into the old stuff. I mean, I like the bodies, but I'm not into the engines. I like that hood emblem. Yeah, that's badass. And I love the chrome on those cars. I mean, those cars were like, you know, they were decorative.
I just love the simplicity of them. It's beautiful curves.
Nice
on
original
it,
style
and
interior.
It's just simple.
Flat steering wheels, though. Need something with a little bit of dish to it.
Huge steering wheels too.
Yeah. Well, that's because it took a man to turn that car. That's a man's car.
Yep.
A lot of chrome on them cars.
Oh yeah.
What year is that?
47.
47. Okay.
Even the door handles are cool.
This is 35 or 36. I don't know if he's on tonight or not. It's okay. He usually goes to church on Wednesday night. So if he don't go to church, then we get his company.
And let's see here. This is just telling me that my thing's over full.
Maybe that's why we're not getting all the.
No, it just sent me that.
Oh. So we got to clean out some stuff.
Yeah, I got a folder over here. I'm going to start moving stuff into.
No.
But there was a folder because it said I had 4 of them unread, or 3 unread. Did this to me last time, and I couldn't get them to come up. There we go. All right, so we got Profit 455 has subscribed on YouTube, and then Mark Marshall subscribed on YouTube. Okay, so old school twist. Here we go. 79 Trans Am.
He's got a lot of cars.
The car bounced off the forks because loader operator didn't lock forks in. It dropped about 5 feet and bounced up about 1.5 feet.
Ooh.
Nothing twisted. Door gaps all good. No busted windows and no leaking spring mounts.
What'd you do? Buy that thing a pick apart?
They put 2 small creases on the inside corners of the T-tops, but will literally pop out by hand when I remove the headliner.
Holy moly. Yeah, Walt shared I don't know if Walt's on tonight. Yeah, Walt's on here tonight. Maybe he can share the video of the Trans Am that they trashed. Like he said, it was a bunch of rednecks getting drunk watching a Trans Am crash.
Yep, they got it up there.
Yes, they do. Yeah, I think he bought that car for like $500 or something. I think he did buy that a pick apart.
Yep, that is his $500 car. Yep.
Yep.
And then, all right, that gets us all caught up.
Awesome. Well, we have any questions before we
Holy moly.
close out tonight?
All right, let's see here. GTO George, if you send a video to dcimotorsportsunleashed at yahoo.com. It's easier if it's on your computer already, and you can send it as a MP4. John Dornbush said he's here. He had surgery on his feet today.
Oh,
Now
man.
he's going to start his OnlyFans.
His OnlyFans?
Yep, he's going to sell feet pics.
Hey, you know what, John? That might sound funny, but I can tell you right now, there's people out there who pay for that.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I'm getting ready to put my...
Your feet pic on there?
Yeah, my feet pics.
Yeah, see, my son already does it. He does it secretly. He didn't tell me about it.
I'm putting the email down into the
Oh, there you
comments
go.
for
That way
everyone.
everybody knows. Yep.
Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we need more burnout videos. Mike Polson, you're supposed to be showing one of them burnout video of your car. I think we got Scott Abel. He's supposed to be sharing a burnout video too of his '65 Tempest that he built with 428 we built for him.
And do it in safe areas too, guys.
Yeah, you know what?
We don't want
The
anyone
slipperier
getting hurt.
the slipperier the road, the better.
Yeah. And just make sure there's no mailboxes or ditches or there's a field they can just shoot off into.
Yeah.
John Dornbush said you should have a T-shirt that says DCI speak softly but carry a big Johnston.
Oh yeah, there you go. I like it.
And yes, Philip III, do a burnout with the vet. It don't have to be a Pontiac, anything.
I want to see it. Well, you know what? The Grand Prix is down right now. We need to see a front wheel drive burnout.
I want to see Philip III do a burnout
In
with
reverse.
a Vespa.
Huh?
With a Vespa.
With a Vespa, has he got one?
I don't know, but I'm sure he'll get one now.
Yeah. Knowing Phil, he might. He probably has a buddy that has one down there. I don't know if he belongs to the old folk village or not down there, but I'm sure one of them guys has one.
I'm sure he'll get one.
Yep.
The GTP is hurt, he says.
Oh yeah. Yep. He heard it. So he's looking for a 3800. Anybody that has a short block, or maybe a long block too.
GTO George said he sent a burnout video.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yep, there it is. All right, let's see it.
That might be at Woodward because I think he took it on Woodward Cruise.
Norwalk 1,000 foot shut off pass.
Okay, it was in Norwalk.
So here we go. So I paused it real quick to get the. I'm assuming he's on the.
What's the times? I can tell you which one's his.
Oh no. Oh yeah. Reaction times. So we got a 3.3 and a 4.1. Eighth mile is 5.165, and the other one's a 6.4. But if he was doing a burnout for 1,000 foot.
Well, I think George is car number R300 because he runs high sevens in a quarter.
So let's see. Push play. Ooh, inside the car shot. I like it. Oh.
How'd you get Kathy to sit back in the back seat of that thing?
You must have power steering on that, or that is really strong.
Yeah, I know, right? You made that look easy.
Yep.
You're doing it with 2 fingers even.
Right?
And gloves on.
Just like you say, a Sunday stroll.
I don't know how many of you guys have ever seen GTO George. We call him GTO George because he's got a cool 74 GTO Bull. He's got an 871 Super. There it is.
Yep. It's got the zoomies on it.
Yep. And he bracket races this car. And he took it on the Woodward Cruise, I think. So he can call it a street car.
Did he get it repainted? Because I thought the white part was flames.
That's another one. There was another section. Yeah. Now it's black, I think. Well, it's a dark blue.
Look at that. Pop and wheelies.
Oh, it's fast. Ain't no doubt about it. It's fast. Cool. Thank you, George. That was awesome.
Yep. Let's see here. Go back. All right. And then. Okay.
You guys just got home from the campground, didn't you? Did you come back last night? Huh? Oh, you did?
I'm not sleeping here with no AC.
Oh, you don't have AC at the house?
No, our AC broke. Yep.
Oh, bummer. Yeah.
So, yep, that's going to be fixed next year.
Next year. Everything's next year.
Unfortunately, he's right there because it has to be furnace and central.
Yep. I got to get my AC hooked up.
That's why I told Mom I'll just come over and get yours.
Yeah, no, you won't.
Let's go ahead.
It's brand new. It's never been run.
I know.
I installed it in 2018, though.
Partially.
Right? All right. So, we got any questions before we sign off tonight?
Nope, that's it.
All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. And I don't know what next week's topic's going to be. We'll figure something out. But I play it. I just wing it. Every week I just wing it. I don't ever know what I'm going to talk about. Sometimes it comes up from a conversation with a customer during the week, and other times it's just I got to look through my pictures and say, oh, that's what we're going to do today. But I've been wanting to talk about Doug's cylinder head for a while now. I just haven't had time to do it. We had too many other things come up, and I couldn't get to it. But now we did, and I wanted to make sure everybody's seen it and we know what's going on. And he was able to repair that, which is awesome.
Yep.
And hopefully we're going to get to see him to make some smoke with those heads here pretty soon. So I don't know where he's at on his program, but I'm trying to talk Doug into making shaft rockers for us too. So we'll see how all that goes. But and I got stuff that you can copy, Doug, if you want. Even I can even have my son do CAD drawings for you, and he can send them to you, and we can do it that way too. So if you are interested in making shaft rockers for the Ram Air 5s and the new Ram Air 3 and Ram Air 4 heads, I would love to have you on board.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
All right, guys. Until next week, thanks for coming along. And if you're in this, well, I think most of the country's in hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone's hot.
Everyone's hot. So, hey, stay cool, get your favorite beverage, and sit in the air conditioning or go out in the pool. I don't care. I don't have a pool, so I got to sit outside in the heat.
And make sure to share videos and pics with
smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe
and share
all that stuff.
Yeah, you know what? Joe Bass was right. We need to start doing that more.
Yes, we do.
So
thank you everybody for hanging with us, and we will see you all